right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Police response. Tonight, more questions after newly released video shows the seconds before an officer crashed into a South City bar.
Incidents like this only further perpetuates the breakdown of that trust.
The demands they release body cam footage.
Rain may impact your holiday plans or travel as we head into the weekend. The Weather First team is tracking those rain chances as you make your plans.
Our top story, firehouse crimes.
And the individuals got out of the car and did what they do.
First responders fall victim while on the clock. Tonight, the search for the thieves. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike has the night off. All year, car break-ins have been an ongoing problem in the city of St. Louis. And overnight, vandals hit not one, but two fire stations on the south side. New tonight, 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend joins us live from Engine House 35 on the Hill. Robert.
Kelly, the vandals broke into several firefighters' cars here at this station. Tonight, the bold criminals are still somewhere out there. In a flash, in the thick of the night, early Wednesday.
The individuals got out of the car and did what they do.
Investigators say surveillance video shows vandals first pulled up in a car in an alley behind Engine House 31 near Chippewa and Donovan in South St. Louis. They then smashed the windows on two emergency responders' cars. It's the second time in recent weeks someone broke into cars at the fire station, which is not gated.
There are a range of emotions that go through the minds, obviously.
A frustrating crime for one firefighter at this Engine House. His truck hit twice.
Cost $300 to replace the first window. Now that's another $300.
Also overnight, similar car break-ins at Engine House 35 at Arsenal and Sublet on the Hill. Investigators say the culprits dashed through an opened gate and busted out the windows on 6 cars that belonged to firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs.
And it was secured, but there was relief time or before relief time, so the firefighter came down and opened the gate. And so the individuals, it was really a crime of opportunity because the gate was open and it was otherwise locked.
It's unclear what the vandals may have stolen from the cars or if they rummaged through all of the vehicles. Nonetheless, the city's emergency responders now face unexpected hits in their pockets days before Christmas.
That takes a dent. And, you know, these firefighters thought that they were going to do this or that for their families, and hopefully they're still able to accomplish that.
Police haven't told us how many people committed the car break-ins. Detectives are now closely looking at every inch of that surveillance video, hoping it will help them catch them. Live in South City, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, for the first time, St. Louis police are responding to questions about what led a police cruiser to crash into a South City bar early Monday morning. Newly released surveillance video from the attorney representing the owners of Bar PM shows the SUV running a red light shortly before the crash. Black box data from the vehicle shows the officers were driving just under 40 miles per hour before hitting the building. The department says the two officers did not undergo toxicology tests because there was no reason to suspect they were under the influence.
In the officer's official statement to the scene commander, he admits to getting distracted while driving as he was attempting to change his in-car radio.
The crash and the arrest of the bar's owner has damaged what some call an already fragile relationship between law enforcement and the LGBTQ+ community. Laura Barcheski talked with a leader in that community about what needs to happen now. Laura.
Kelly, the chair of the mayor's LGBTQ+ advisory board, says this tough relationship with law enforcement didn't happen overnight, and this scary incident has highlighted the need for more training for all city departments. Jordan Braxton, chair of the mayor's LGBTQ+ advisory board, says across the country, the relationship between the LGBTQ+ community and law enforcement has been broken for decades.
There's always been this history of problems between trans people and police, queer people and police. Then we all know Stonewall, what happened there. Then we move forward where there's been some brutality and even some murders here in St. Louis of a trans woman. So, but strides have been made to try to work through that.
She says Pride St. Louis and the board have made progress with diversity and inclusion training for city departments and even a liaison in the St. Louis Police Department.
The training's focused on, first of all, the definitions of what everything is. Then we focused on, they also already have on the books, we looked at policies and procedures, they already have on the books of how you interact when you come in contact with someone in the queer community.
But when a police vehicle crashed into Bar PM, an LGBTQ plus bar, Robert Fisher with Promo says the crash itself and the confrontation between officers and the bar's owners fractured an already fragile relationship.
For those that already didn't trust them, they distrust them even more because there's no information coming out. And for people that had hope, this can, start whittling away at that hope.
Braxton says to some, this may look like your average South City bar, but to the LGBTQ plus community, it's more.
Our bars here are our sanctuaries, and there go where we go, we just get to let our guard down and breathe and exhale and just be ourselves. And when you have things like this happen, especially against someone that's viewed as the oppressor, then you think, oh God, here we go again. So again, we're just trying to let the process play out, let all the evidence show, and then go from there.
Braxton says that she is working on more additional diversity and inclusion training for all city officials as well as first responders. And she said Police Chief Tracy as well as Fire Chief Jenkerson are on board with additional training for their departments. Reporting live from downtown, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
A robbery this afternoon in Nurse City turned into a lengthy car chase. It ended in Berkeley near I-170 and Airport Road. Police say the suspect robbed someone at gunpoint around 2:45. And then 20 minutes later, officers saw the suspect's car on Interstate 70 and followed it. Eventually, the suspect lost control and hit a light pole. Police chased them down, took them into custody, and then to a hospital for injuries from crashing into that pole. Before you make your New Year's Eve plans, watch out for an event that was publicized in Soulard that was never happening. Bar owners say someone is selling all-inclusive pub crawl tickets without their permission. The party was listed on Eventbrite for $40 a ticket. Of the 7 bars listed, we confirmed 4 were posted without the owner's permission.
Kind of frustrating when your name's thrown out there on an event that's, I don't know, seems kind of shady. It shouldn't have been up in the first place. You put someone's name on the line, they're not even a part of the pub crawl.
An Eventbrite spokesperson says they take inauthentic content seriously. The pub crawl has been taken off the site. The website will be in contact with anyone who bought tickets to the event. A handful of explicit books in St. Charles libraries are now off the shelves. In September, the library board meeting included residents who were furious that there were books that contained explicit photos. At last night's Library Board of Trustees meeting, they announced those books will be relocated to off-site storage. While they may be off the shelves, patrons can still check them out by request. It just launched in February, and already Missouri's recreational marijuana industry is a near billion-dollar industry. Looking ahead to next year, it's projected to be successful. That's according to Missouri Cannabis Trade Association, but there are still growing pains within the industry. Cannabis businesses operate under an exceedingly high effective tax rate compared to others. New tonight, an unexpected gift for students as they wrapped up the school day at 2 St. Louis Catholic high schools. A husband and wife donated $250 to every single student at Cardinal Ritter and St. Mary's Southside. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is here to explain how it happened, Brent.
What more can I do? That's the question the donor says he asks himself when he wakes up every day. This week, the answer came to him. Bless every single student at 2 different St. Louis schools just days before Christmas. As these St. Mary students gather outside their lockers, you can soon see their sheer joy when they hear a special announcement.
And a Christmas present, $250.
The roof blew off the building. You heard throughout the building the biggest roar I've ever heard. They were dancing, they were singing, there were tears, there was laughter, there was high fives, there was hugs.
That's because this man, Rudy Rosling, and his wife Judy made it their mission to gift $250 to every student at St. Mary's and at Cardinal Ritter Wednesday.
I was able to help hand out the money and hand it to them and wish them a Merry Christmas.
At St. Mary's, the money came in the form of gift cards.
As any teenager, they were just giddy to have $250 that was their own. A few of them even said, I'm going to save it because I'm saving for a car.
One of the young men said, oh, this is going to so help my mom.
Over at Cardinal Ritter, the donor gave the students cold hard cash. Here you can see the reaction on their faces. Along with the cash, they got this note saying, be humble, be hungry, be happy. Passing on our blessings brings me happiness and joy that money can't.
He told me, he said, please tell them they could take the whole $250 and go buy a really nice pair of shoes if they want to go do that. He said, but tell them to consider to take part of that money and use it to pay it forward. I've been in education for over 35 years, and I've never been a part of something like what went on today at St.
How about that? All right, let's do the math here. Cardinal Ritter has about 450 students. St. Mary's has 225. Multiply that total by $250 a piece, and you'll see, Kelly, that the donor made a $170,000 investment just for the students.
Oh boy, what a blessing to those students. It will be interesting though to see
how they spend it.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, but you could just see the smiles and the joy on their faces.
Yes, they were so happy.
Yep.